On this week's show, a new class type for instructors is teased, and Peloton's chief marketing officer is leaving.
Plus, walking pace target classes are being beta tested, a new push-up program from Joslyn, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 220 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm John Pruitt, joined as always by my co-host Amanda Siegel. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, John. How you doing?
Good to see you. I'm well. How are you?
Good. Yeah,
I'm feeling like summer here in the Midwest. It's warmed up.
Feeling beautiful here on the East Coast too. We've had some gorgeous weather. I did want to say thank you to those that reached out. I had that epidural shot this week.
Oh yeah,
steroid shot, and
much be better now.
You know what? It definitely. I feel some relief. I'm taking it easy. I'm not running marathons, but yeah, it definitely has eased up a little bit. So I'm just praying that that's the answer, and I will continue to feel good over the next few months. So yeah.
So will you be good for Maddie's 50-50 boot camp and his walk and talk this week?
6:30 a.m. is this chick does not wake up for a 6:30 a.m. boot camp.
I will be 6:30 is not that bad. Half hour.
Yeah, no, baby.
No, okay.
We'll do it on demand. We'll do it on demand. But
I'll do it live.
But yeah, all right. Well, I'll see how you do after. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Members in studio, that should be fun. And yeah, obviously, folks, as you know, we do record a couple of days early, so that has taken place already. And John did fantastically on it, top of the leaderboard.
Of course, naturally.
All right, enough with the BS. We have a lot to talk about today. There hadn't been that much going on lately, but all of a sudden there's tons. So as always, before we get started with the news, we'd like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on the YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button to make sure that you never miss an episode.
Yes, and of course, we're on all traditional podcast platforms, so find us wherever you listen to Pelo Buddy TV and like and subscribe and leave us a review. We appreciate those 5-star reviews, and we love to read them on the show from time to time. So keep those coming.
Absolutely. And of course, folks, we are on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X. Just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. And now let's get on with the show.
Right.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right. So first up, folks, Peloton is undergoing another wave of executive and organizational changes, this time focusing on its marketing department as part of a broader effort to reset the brand and streamline operations. Lauren Weinberg, Peloton's chief marketing officer, left the company after just 16 months. She was the third CMO to depart since 2020, following Dara Tressida and Leslie Berland. Weinberg's tenure saw a 19% cut in Peloton's marketing budget. Latina Lindsay, VP of Global Communications, is also exiting after 7 years at Peloton. The marketing department is being split into two distinct teams, with Peloton now seeking two new senior hires, a chief marketing officer and a chief communications officer. In the meantime, new CEO and president Peter Stern will temporarily oversee marketing while replacements are found. Earlier this month, Chief Supply Chain Officer Andy Rendich departed, while Charles Kirrell was hired as the new COO. Peloton also announced plans to hire a Chief Information Officer. These changes are expected to be addressed in Peloton's next earnings call, which will be next month in May. Lots of change.
Yeah, something always happening within the organization. And I guess, and Peter Stern is now assuming, I don't think you mentioned
those. He's
temporarily those other roles.
Yeah, correct.
In addition
I did
to
say
being
that.
CEO.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. You were zoned out, John. Get with the program.
Well,
Come on,
I was actually
get with the program.
In my defense, I was actually looking on LinkedIn to see Lauren Weinberg if she had gone somewhere else. So I was looking at her experience page, and it still currently lists Peloton.
Okay.
No. Okay. But I was looking at
it's just been announced.
Past companies.
Just been announced. All right, you're forgiven.
Yeah.
You're forgiven.
Well, we've got some new modalities teased for instructors. So members can expect numerous Peloton instructors to debut in some new modalities, and put a little asterisk next to that because some of these instructors have taught previously in these modalities before, but it's been a while. So Peloton teased some new instructor modalities via Instagram in case you caught the post, because it was soon deleted after it was posted to the Instagram page. Some of the comments, and I didn't even see any of this, and I didn't even actually realize that the post was deleted until I was preparing for the story and typing it up. But some of the comments on the post had been negative reactions around Peloton's use of artificial intelligence to create the little images rather than actually using real artist renditions. However, though, no official reason was ever given for the post being deleted. So I don't think Peloton's ever really given any reason for, deleting past posts that sometimes, generate some polarizing comments, let's say. But anyway, the post, in case you didn't see it, the post featured some images from the One Peloton, shared on the One Peloton Instagram account as part of the ongoing action figure trend. In case you've seen people post, it's like an AI rendering of someone, of themselves or someone in an action figure packaging, with accessories that they might use for whatever the theme is of that figure. So these ones had pictures posted for 3 of the instructors, for Emma Lovewell, Kirsten Ferguson, and Dennis Morton. And so the caption to the post read, "Hint, hint, these instructors are joining other modalities soon. Drop your best guesses below. We will pin the first comment that guesses all 3 right." So basically, it's revealing that these 3 instructors will soon be branching out to additional new modalities. So the accessories pictured with each instructor suggested that modality. So Emma will be teaching Pilates based on the accessories that were in her picture. Kirsten will teach tread boot camp. I think there was an image of a tread, and then there's some weights, I believe, in there, indicating tread boot camps. And Dennis is going to be teaching meditations. So before deleting the post, Peloton did pin a comment with those guesses correctly, essentially confirming those pairings. So as I said before with that little asterisk about new modalities, so Emma's not completely new to Pilates. She currently has 5 Pilates classes available on the platform from 2020 to 2021, but it's been quite a while since she's taught a Pilates class. But it does suggest that she will become a regular Pilates instructor, filling a big void left by Kristen McGee, who left last year. Similarly, Dennis has 9 meditation classes currently available on Peloton already. Those are dated between 2021 and 2024. But it also suggests that he could be added to the regular meditation lineup. Kirsten has never taught a tread boot camp before, so this modality is completely new, as well as teaching strength. She hasn't taught strength classes before as well. Right. So no other news in terms of when, at the time of recording, when we should see these classes dropping or appearing on the schedule, but stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely interesting. We'll wait and see. All right. Well, back in July of last year, we had shared that Peloton will reportedly bring pace target classes to their walking modality. We've been seeing those in the running classes, but not in the walking yet. And they were saying that likely including like walk plus run content as well in the future. Pace target classes debuted, as I said, in the running modality, but signs point to Peloton expanding the format to walking as well. Maddie had shared in a 30-minute walk plus run from July 21st of last year that pace targets will one day be available in walking classes, but we hadn't seen anything. Well, we are now seeing that there are actual classes that have been created and are being beta tested by some members. So there is still no official launch date yet, but definitely something for you folks to look out for, because I know that they have been a very positive part of the running modality. So I think bringing it to walking makes a lot of sense. So hopefully we'll get an update on that sooner rather than later.
It's definitely nice having it on the runs, you know, to not remember whatever cue that they gave and just to see it there, that little range. It's nice. So it'd be nice to have it on walks as well.
For sure.
Well, Peloton has rolled out an update to its personalized plans feature, giving members some new options when it comes to recovery. So it was initially launched to all members in the United States and Canada at the beginning of the year. The personalized plans feature helps users stay on track with structured, goal-oriented weekly training schedules tailored to your preferences and progress. So this latest update focuses on recovery days. So members now have the ability to customize which types of activities are suggested on their recovery days. So you can select from a variety of modalities that suit your individual needs and interests. A notification within the app alerts members to the enhancement that specifically reads, feature update, set recovery day activities for personalized plans, customize the activities we recommend on recovery days in plan preferences. And from there, members have the option to select the following modalities: stretching, mobility, yoga, Pilates, bar, or meditation. And then selecting top choices from those options will inform which classes Peloton recommends on rest and recovery days. And then one interesting point I do want to mention, since we're talking about the app. So last week, we covered the story about the update to the iOS app. And then it quickly reverted back. I just noticed this past week, it is now updated to the new update, which we recapped last week. So I noticed a couple days ago, maybe on Tuesday or Monday, that when I went to my main profile page, there was actually a little notification in the top left-hand corner. And I think it said something along the lines of, the overview section has moved here. So I had to click that top left-hand corner to basically see, the followers, the follower account, your tag, and your profile picture, which is basically the information now that's been cut off. At the top as a result of this update. So it seems like now it's rolled back out, and it's been updated now on iOS versions for folks that are on Apple products.
I gotta go take a look at that.
Not a fan, but
I hadn't noticed it.
It's just you just have to click. You just add an extra step to get to a section that was normally just right there on that screen. So
got it. Yeah. All right. Well, a new set of daily streak achievement badges giving more recognition to consistent users has been dropped. I think we had mentioned it previously. The highest badge was for a 60-day streak, but now members can also earn badges for 75 days, 100 days, 150 days, and 250 days. These new badges are available whether you're using Peloton hardware or the digital app. But while many members were excited about the update, some noticed that their existing streaks were not automatically recognized or backfilled, even if they had already surpassed those milestones. There was confusion over whether users would need to restart their streaks to earn these badges. Fortunately, that's not the case. So members have had success by actually contacting Peloton, their customer support department, and requesting a manual refresh of their streaks. This process is internally called achievements and streaks recalculation and typically results in badge updates appearing within a day or two. So although there's no universal rollout or automatic fix yet, this manual method allows eligible members to claim their badges without interrupting their current streaks. An important note, though, is that the system will automatically award badges for users hitting those milestones for the first time. So if you're just kind of starting out, you'll get those badges. But if you've already surpassed that, which most of us have, you do have to call customer service for them to reset it for you. A 365-day streak badge was previously teased, but it hasn't officially launched yet. So that's something that we'll have to wait. So the biggest amount of days you can get is 250, a badge for 250 days. But there's nothing yet for 365. So so just a little extra step. Not sure why it's not automatically doing it. But at least there's, for some people that are so fixated on their badges and making sure they have the right badges, I know it's important. So you can go ahead and do that.
That's nice. Well, we know of at least 4 new artist series for the month of May that Peloton has, thanks to them updating the booking site on April 17th. So right now, what we can see of upcoming artist series taking place next month, beginning on May 8th, we have a Teddy Swims artist series. The following week on the 15th, I'm really excited about this one, Beastie Boys artist series. Then the following week on May 22nd, Avril Lavigne. And then the week after that, May 29th, we'll have Joslyn's ELO, which I don't know, I guess they're now... Jeff Lynne has kind of taken over Electric Light Orchestra, so it's no longer just ELO, it's now Jeff, because he's the main person, I guess, left in the original lineup of Electric Light Orchestra. I just thought it was interesting now that it's called Jeff Lynne's ELO. But as of this time, this is interesting, at this time, there are no live artist series classes with members currently announced from the London studio for the month of May, which hopefully will change in the coming weeks once we see more classes added, obviously, in the schedule that might not necessarily have members, that might be on demand or premieres. But so far from those 4 that I mentioned, the classes that we can see on the schedule, which will have members in them, beginning with the Teddy Swims Artist Series, we'll have a 30-minute Teddy Swims ride with Allie on the evening of May 8th, which is a Thursday, a 30-minute walk with Kirsten on the same date at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern time on May 8th, and then a row with Ash Pryor that evening as well. For Beastie Boys, there's a 4 different ones. First one, 30-minute Beastie Boys full body strength with Andy Spear on May 15th. In the evening at 5:30 Eastern, a 30-minute run with Jess King at 7 p.m. Eastern, then a 30-minute ride with Dennis at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then a 30-minute row with Alex Karwoski also on the 15th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And then the Avril Lavigne, so far we can see 3 different classes on the schedule. A 20-minute intermediate Pilates with Aditi on May 22nd at 6 p.m. Eastern. A 30-minute run with Logan at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then a 30-minute ride with Jess King at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Jeff Lynne's ELO class, so far we only see 1 class because it's so far out, probably. So far, we only see 1 class on the actual booking site with members, and that's a 20-minute ELO intermediate full body strength with Katie Wong on the 29th of May at 5:30 p.m. Eastern.
Got it. All right. Well, as mentioned last week, a new 8-week structured program called Boost Your Base Power Zones launched on April 21st. So we mentioned it to you last week, but it in fact has now launched. The program, designed by Matt Wilpers, is ideal for users looking to build their aerobic-based fitness through low-intensity, endurance-based power zone training. The program is, just in recap, is 8 weeks in duration with 3 rides per week. So there are 2 on-demand classes, which are released on Mondays and Wednesdays, at that, 12 a.m. Eastern time drop. And then there's one live class on Saturdays, which is added to the collection after it's aired. The intensity focus is zone 2 and zone 3 only. The program goals and design is to build base aerobic fitness, enhance endurance, and set the stage for more intense future training. It does utilize progressive overload, so 3 weeks of increasing difficulty followed by a lighter adaptation week, repeated twice. There are no FTP tests included, so users should complete an FTP test before starting. And they do say that the program is really ideal for users already familiar with Power Zone training. So it can be used to cross-train with other modalities like running and strength due to its low intensity. But they do say that you should kind of already be familiar with the Power Zone structure and what you're doing, because there isn't a lot of like beginner type instruction. It pretty much gives it to you as it is. The emphasis of the program is on improving fundamentals. So they want you to improve your form, your posture, breathing, pedal stroke, and confidence. The program is intended as a starting point in a broader training progression. So boost your base, build your power zones, and peak your power zones as far as the programs go. The first week class scheduled was a 30-minute Power Zone endurance ride with Matt Wilpers. That was on Monday, the 21st. The second class was a 30-minute Power Zone endurance ride with Sam Yo, and that was this past Wednesday, the 23rd. And then yesterday, the 26th, Matt had that live class, which was a 45-minute Power Zone endurance ride, which was at 8 a.m. Eastern. Additional weeks will be added gradually, with full class lists expected by mid-June of this year. So for those Power Zone, and it is amazing to me how Power Zone continues to be such a focus
at the forefront.
Cycling. Yeah.
I mean, there's some really hardcore like folks that are super into that. It's something, probably a program I'll never touch, but
I
know plenty of people will take advantage.
Yeah. Well, our Sherpa, Chris Lewis has always been a big Power Zone, or had been. I'm not sure if he's still.
He's a PZ loyalist.
But he really liked the PZ program. So,
Well, we've got a new program from Joslyn Thompson Rule called Build Up to PushUps that was just added this week to the Peloton Strength Plus app. This is an intermediate 10-week program with 10-minute workouts 2 times a week. So if you're accessing the program from a phone with the Strength Plus app installed, this link, which we provide on the Pelo Buddy website for the article for this, will take you directly to the newest program. Otherwise, you'll be directed to Peloton's main strength, section. But the official program description for Build Up to Push-Ups is a 10-week program to strengthen your upper body and core, progressively building strength to achieve full push-ups with perfect form. And Joslyn shared in her program preview, she said, if push-ups feel impossible or just plain hard, do not worry. All you need is just 10 minutes of exercise twice a week, and you'll be doing them with ease. She says you can add it to your existing training or find 10 minutes in your day to get moving. Every 3 weeks, we'll change up the program to progress and build on what you've learned. So her push-up program will be using the following gym equipment: dumbbells, a plyo box, and cable machine. And as always with the Strength Plus app, you don't have to have access to a certain piece of gym equipment. You can swap out, an exercise for something compatible. So I know a lot of folks don't have a plyo box or a cable machine. So obviously you can modify where needed. But the suggested program schedule for it is workouts on days 1 and 4 each week, with the same workout type on both days for that week. And what we've got so far on the Strength Plus app for the program is week 1, workouts 1 and 2 are a top half wake up. Week 2, workouts 1 and 2 are an upper body activation. Week 3, workouts 1 and 2 are labeled core engagement. Week 4 is a torso turn up. Week 5 is a core strength unleashed. And then week 6 is core breakthrough. And then goes up to 10. Week 7 is a push-up practice followed by push-up progression in week 8. And then week 9 is push-up breakthrough. And then lastly, week 10 is the push-up test.
Heavy program. I mean, that is an intense program. Good for her. She's amazing with her strength program. So I'm sure that one is outstanding. Good stuff. All right. Well, April closed out with a bang as far as the artist series go. The high energy Pitbull artist series celebrating the global superstar known as Mr. Worldwide. The series launched this past Thursday and featured 8 classes across all modalities. On Thursday, Mariana Fernandez had a 20-minute run in Spanish, which dropped on demand. Cliff Wenger had a 20-minute ride in German that premiered at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And he was really cute he had his like dark Pitbull glasses on and was vibing much better. Jeffrey McKeechan had a 30-minute run in German that premiered at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Rad Lopez had a 30-minute full body strength class, which was live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Robin Arzan did a 30-minute run at 7 p.m., while Camilla Rahman and Ali Love did a 30-minute 2-for-1 ride at the same time. At 7:30 p.m., Ash Pryor premiered a 20-minute row. And then the Ida series closed out on Friday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. Marcel Maurer had a 20-minute arms and shoulders strength class, which was live in German. This does mark Peloton's second Pitbull artist series. The first one debuted back in 2019. So it's been quite some time since they featured Pitbull. Yeah. And those earlier classes with Jess Sims and Ali Love are still available on demand. So if you want to kind of go back and see how things have changed in the world of Pitbull, you can go and take those classes. But this last series was a ton of fun.
Well, 2019, obviously, you could see a big difference in the production.
Big difference.
2019 was 23rd Street and the Christopher Street Tread Strength Studio, assuming they did Pitbull classes and strength.
I think it was just
tread.
I think
it was just in cycling.
I think it may have just been cycling, although
maybe.
Maybe Jess did a run. Maybe Jess may have done a run and Ali did a bike. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Jess King. Or
no,
Sims.
Yeah.
I thought you were meaning Jess King. I was like, she was on the tread back then.
Yeah, no. Sims.
Well, this past Tuesday, April 22nd, was Earth Day, the annual event that supports environmental protection and preservation, and Peloton celebrated it with a special set of classes. So Peloton shared the news via their Instagram stories over last weekend, writing, "Look toward a brighter future in Earth Day classes that push you further, lift you higher, and inspire you to protect our precious planet today and every day." There's a total of 7 new classes available across 7 different modalities and instructors, and all were released straight to the on-demand library on April 22nd. So what we got was a 20-minute Earth Day ride with Camilla, a 30-minute Earth Day walk plus run with Andy Spear, 15-minute row with Alex Karwowski, a 20-minute full body strength with Robin, the 20-minute yoga flow with Kira Michelle, a 20-minute run with Beex Gentry, and a 10-minute Earth Day meditation with Nico Serrani, which was in German.
Nice. All right. Well, we are very excited to share this next story, which is Ali Love and Camilla Rahman have been hitting the road together. And they were recently in South Florida. And they've been teasing it on their social media, but they have some new guided scenic classes from the Miami, South Florida area. It's been a while since Peloton have done on-site classes, as the past few have really only been audio ones. So the pair made sure that they gave us quite a fun little show. As I said, they have been teasing it on social media. There was a very cute video that was posted a while ago that they were down in Miami and they showed themselves saying the two Miami girls are back in Miami. But what we have seen, and they did drop just this past Thursday, there is a 20-minute Miami ride with Camilla that takes you along the Rickenbacker Causeway. There are also 2 rides that are timed without the instructor. There's a 10-minute Biscayne Bay ride and a 10-minute Key Biscayne ride. Then the ladies have a 2-for-1 Miami walk along Crandon Park Beach. So that was kind of fun for the two of them to do that together. Allie, which I thought was very cool, has a 20-minute walk. It actually is a walk plus run in the Everglades National Park. So it was kind of fun to see Allie in a different modality. Granted, it's not on a tread. She was out there. Yeah. But she was kind of guiding this walk plus run. There are also 2 new runs that are time-based. One for 15 minutes through Brickell and one that's 10 minutes through the Underline in Miami. So, cool. Just something different to do on the tread and bike if you don't feel like doing a structured class.
Traditional class. Yeah, for sure. Well, Peloton shared which featured classes you can look forward to during the week of April 21st through the 27th via their weekly This Week at Peloton Insta post. So first off, you can start your week off with Aditi Shah with her live morning meditation and morning slow yoga flow. From Tuesday, April 22nd. She has a 10-minute meditation followed by a 20-minute slow flow. And then from April 23rd, the newest Rolling Hills cycling class is now currently available. It's a 15-minute Rolling Hills ride that is taught by Olivia. And then from Friday, April 25th, you can take Hannah Corbin's 45-minute bar class, which occurred live that morning. And then finally, Peloton's latest tread program, you can run 5K, which is now available to take in English, Spanish, and German. You can find it right under the programs tab on your Tread Plus, or on the app.
Nice. All right. And lastly, with the news information, Peloton is currently running, and this is an important one for anyone that is considering purchasing some hardware. They are currently running a limited time 0% financing promotion on all its fitness equipment. So you get Bike Plus, Tread Plus, Row, and even refurbished bikes. The offer extends to all available term lengths, so 12 months, 24, and 36 months through April 30th. So you only have another week to jump on this bandwagon if you're looking at purchasing something new. Financing is available through Affirm in the US as Peloton ended its partnership with Citizens Pay last year. It's important to note, though, now even, I'm going to repeat it because it is a big, big deal, that now 24 and 36 month terms qualify for that 0%. As previously it had only been the 12 month
for the real
plan.
Short term. Yeah.
Correct. That came out. This is the first 0% promo of 2025, which may help boost hardware sales. And they are, I think, desperate to do that. So, yeah,
definitely take advantage.
Now is the time to take advantage of it. Hey, to be able to do it and finance it. Yeah, and not have to pay interest. Why would you want to pay it outright when you can do it for 36 months with no interest? So, really, really great news. All right. Well, we will go right into Instructor in the news. And I guess you, John, can kick it off.
So first up, Instructors in the news then. Hannah Corbin has officially announced the pre-order of her book. So she shared on Instagram this past week saying, I can finally share the big news. I'm publishing a 52-card deck and guidebook all about my favorite topic, stretching. She said, I've been working on Did You Stretch Though for so long, and today is the first day that it feels real. And FYI, this is not a book just for physical therapists or fitness instructors or others who know their gluteus maximus from their adductor magnus. She said actually in parentheses, it's actually not really a book at all because the deck and guidebook come in a snazzy box that you can display on your coffee table. She says, no, this is made for my friends like you, dear reader, that constantly say, ugh, I should really be stretching more. She says, in it, I'll walk you through a series of stretching adventures. It's made for you to get the most out of stretching, what you need whenever you need it. Sometimes your hips are tight. Other times you have a neck thing, and you'll find help stretching it all right here. Pre-orders are now available through about 6 different retailers, including Barnes & Noble, Amazon, bookshop.org, and a couple others. Through Amazon, it's currently $29.99 with a pre-order price guarantee if you pre-order it now, and it will be released on November 4th.
Very cool. Congratulations to Hannah. Awesome. All right. Well, Robin Arzon's been busy. She has signed a new partnership with athletic apparel and footwear brand Noble, marking her first major footwear deal since her previous collaboration with Adidas back in 2016. Robin will be featured in brand campaigns and collaborate on future product launches. She describes the partnership as a reflection of her multifaceted identity. She says, this isn't just about fitness footwear and apparel. It's about identity. Noble lets me show up as all of me. So this collaboration marks a major step in Noble's 2.0 era, aiming to evolve beyond niche performance gear into a cultural force centered on grit and authenticity. Robin and Noble shared a fun, impromptu FaceTime video with none other than Tom Brady, welcoming her to the team. So that was actually really cool to see. They brought a phone up to her while she was getting ready to work out, and she genuinely looked surprised. So I really don't think she expected it. And Tom was on the other side of the phone, and I guess he's part of the Noble,
part of the business in some
entity.
somehow.
Must be. I didn't really research it, but I guess he must, because he said welcome to the team, and it was very cool for them to have this FaceTime moment. So huge congrats to Robin.
Mm-hmm. Well, Beex Gentry was recently on Good Morning America in a fun little 4.5-minute segment with host Robin Roberts. And she was there to share training tips with Robin as part of their countdown to the GMA 5K. She walked Robin Roberts through her warm-up routine. She started with some walking knee hugs, then followed by some ankle grabs and some hamstring swings. She then talked about sort of shaking out your nerves. You skip, shake your hands, and smile, kind of act like a kid, as Bex had referred to it. And then they moved on to some strength, suggesting, wherever you are in your sort of morning routine or, throughout the day, just incorporate that into your normal routine. So Bex suggested doing some squats while you're brushing your teeth in the morning, or incorporating some lunges while you're cleaning the house or walking around vacuuming. She also moved on to talk about, music, how that makes, the whole experience, the workout, the warm up fun and motivating. She also mentioned one of her favorite songs, I guess, to warm up to is a classical Beethoven song. I can't remember what Beethoven,
interesting.
What Beethoven movement, but it was a specific Beethoven, number that she's a big, the Beethoven's Fifth. I can't remember. Yeah. But it was a cute, fun little, they're little, 4.5, 5-minute segments on Good Morning America.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Jess Sims will be a featured presenter at the 2025 Faces of Fitness Chicago Festival. It's hosted by the YMCA. The event takes place in July. It's July 26th to 27th in Chicago's River North area, and blends the energy of a music festival with a full-on fitness experience. The festival layout will be multiple stages with workouts across formats. There will be live classes, DJ sets, and wellness activations. It is being inspired by musical festival energy, but focused on movement and health. Jess will have a 30-minute HIIT cardio and bodyweight strength workout, which will be on the 27th at 10:40 a.m., which is the Sunday, with live music by Dutch DJ producer Sam Felt. Tickets go on sale May the 3rd at 9 a.m. Central Time. And just to kind of give you a guidance, prices last year ranged from $50 to $65 in order to get in there. There is a YMCA promo code which is offering a $10 discount. So make sure that you type in YMCA in order to get that discount. The proceeds of the event will benefit Urban Initiatives, which is a non-profit promoting youth empowerment through sport. This appearance by Jess reflects Peloton's ongoing partnership with YMCA Chicago, which was launched back in 2023. Past participants, if you guys remember, included Tunde and Ash.
Yeah.
So, so that's fantastic
cool.
for Jess and very, very cool.
Well, Peloton instructors Aditi Shaw and Chelsea Jackson Roberts will be teaching some live classes at an event in Miami next month in conjunction with the Lululemon 10K. So Aditi recently shared the news, inviting members to sign up via her Instagram stories. The event titled Practice Your Power will take place on Saturday, May 17th. At the Hilton Miami downtown and promises to blend movement, music, mindfulness, and community. Attendees can choose from 2 yoga classes that are both infused with Miami-inspired music. So first, Chelsea will teach a 5-minute morning meditation and a 30-minute yoga flow at 8 a.m. The class will incorporate Miami high-energy beats throughout the playlist. And then next, Aditi will teach a 5-minute meditation and a 30-minute power yoga flow at 10:15 a.m. And attendees will flow to a tropical house playlist on that one. And according to Aditi, there will be 200 spots available in each session, and tickets are priced at $75. Registration is now open via the official event website, which we also have linked on pelobuddy.com, so you can easily go to it, but it is at event.onepeloton.com/practice your power classes. And attendees, in addition to, just the class experience, attendees can also expect opportunities, connect with other members, snap some photos, indulge in some curated food and beverage offerings, and also enjoy some quote unquote special surprises that celebrate the Peloton yoga journey. And as I said, the event's taking place as part of the Lululemon 10K event in Miami, which is being held the next day on Sunday, May 18th.
I will be there.
And and just to recap, it was previously announced that some other instructors will be part of the actual 10K race that Sunday. So Adrian Williams, which we've already mentioned, Adrian Williams was announced as one of the pacers for the 10K, and Callie Gullickson, who's a Florida resident, recently shared that she would be at the event as well, though she didn't specifically share how she would be involved. But are you going to be a spectator, or are you going to be running the 10K?
So you know what? I will be
not putting it out there yet.
I will be there on Saturday. I cheated and I signed up for both classes. Lululemon actually brought it out before Peloton announced it, and I signed up through Lululemon.
You jumped on it early,
and it was cheaper. So through Lululemon,
how much cheaper was it?
It was $50. It was $50. I know.
$25 less.
So I couldn't decide. I wasn't going to pick one over the other. So Don't rack me out, guys. But I think
were you only supposed to sign up for one or the other?
Supposed to sign up for one or the other, and it was like, no, I'm
200
going to be there for both. Exactly.
It's not like a 10
they're
spot
obviously
studio.
maybe struggling filling them because Cody Rigsby posted something on his social media on Thursday morning.
Just to drum up some interest in it?
Yeah, I did see that. So I will be there. I hope to see who, if there are folks listening to the show, I hope that folks will come say hi, but I will definitely be there on Saturday.
Nice.
The jury is out as to what is going to happen on Sunday. I did sign
play
up
it by ear.
I did sign up for the race. I was not going to say anything to anybody, and I was just going to do it.
You were going to pull a Tunde and just...
And then I frigging herniated this disc.
Yeah,
and,
so you got a big monkey wrench thrown into the works.
Yeah, I really can't run. So I'll see.
I don't blame you.
They do say that there is a time limit for walkers, so I may just go and walk it. So they are kind of
if you're walking it, you have to cross the finish line by a certain time.
Over a certain time. And I'm a pretty fast walker. So, I may consider just walking it. But I'll see. I haven't kind of figured that bit out, but I will be in Miami that weekend.
Is it 10K? Is it 5? Is it 5K 2.5? 6 miles?
5K is 3.2 and a 10K is 6 point. Yeah. So it's 6 miles. It's really not far. And it's a fun. I've done that route. I've seen that route a million times. I know where the route is.
And we mentioned last week or the week before. It's starting at like the crack of dawn on Sunday mornings.
It is 6:30 a.m.
Yeah, 6:30
a.m. Sunday.
Yeah.
So that I would get up for. To see Adrian Williams at 6 a.m. in the morning, I'll get up for that.
That'll get you up.
But that'll get
most ladies up.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of exciting, and I will be down there. All right.
Nice.
Wrapping up Instructor in the news, Kirsten Ferguson was in the spotlight this past week when she hosted the Deep Blue Sports 2025 Business of Women's Sports Summit. She shared a couple of pics of the event on Instagram, and it looked fabulous. So huge shout out to Kirsten for being there. All right, John, why don't we go straight into our class picks of the week and you kick it off?
All right. Well, we're going to start with Bike Bootcamp. Rad Lopez's 60-minute Bike Bootcamp from April 17th. Julie MJ said, still great having him as a new addition to the Bike Bootcamp team and great 60 minutes. And then Benny Adami's 30-minute low-impact ride, which was in German from the 17th. Armajar 3 said this had a great 80s playlist. And then Tunde's 30-minute intervals ride from the 17th. Karen Zemsky-Berry said, tough but fun ride as always from Tunde.
Awesome. And then we get to Jess King. She had a 45-minute sweat steady ride from the 18th. It was at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. It came to us from Amy ASL 13. And they said, fun to see her get off the bike and wander around the studio. That was kind of very cool that she did that in that particular ride. Hannah Frankson's 20-minute 70s ride from the 19th. It was at 4:30 a.m. Eastern time. It came to us from Jennifer Carroll, 22. And they said, just a great, great playlist from Hannah. And her whole stack that morning was great. And then Christian Van der Velde, his 45-minute pro cyclist race simulation. Also from the 19th, it came to us from Ridin' Robin, Just Dance Lisa, and All Biz Liz. And they said all his classes from the weekend were great, but enjoyed the structure and coaching in this one.
All right, going over to the yoga studio, Chelsea Jackson Roberts' 30-minute advanced beginner yoga flow from the 20th. Armajar 3 said these new advanced beginner classes are great. And then Jen Sherman's 60-minute My Mixtape ride from April 20th. Carrie Hardy said, great playlist and vibes on this one. And this one was great. It was a soundtrack
one.
theme.
I did it live with you, yeah.
Yeah,
it was fun.
So there was a lot of good, obviously, she loves her 80s John Hughes movies. So, St. Elmo's, she loves the love theme song from St. Elmo's Fire. So of course that one was in there. But then she had some newer movies. There was
Wicked. She had that very long
Moana, which I could have done without Moana, but she wanted to bring some current. I would have been fine with just 80s, movie soundtrack theme. But yeah, she had it all generations up to current films. But it was fun. It was great to have a 60-minute ride because we just don't get those that often from Jen on Sunday mornings. And then Callie Gullickson, a 20-minute arms and shoulders strength class from April 21st. AZ Arneson said, good burn in 20 minutes.
Awesome. And then Matt Wilper's 30-minute Power Zone endurance ride from the 21st came to us from our very own Chris Lewis, Mr. Pelo Buddy. Chris said, all in Zone 2 class that serves as a great intro to the new Power Zone program that dropped this week. Then Emma Lovewell's 30-minute groove ride, also from April 21st. It came to us from Just Dance Lisa, and they said Emma always does a great job with these groove rides. And then Kira Michelle had a 20-minute Earth Day yoga flow from the 22nd, which was Earth Day. Amajar 3 shared this one with us and said, lovely flow with a great message.
All right, next up, Andy Spears, 30-minute Earth Day walk plus run from the 22nd. Kelt 303 said, great class to take anywhere. And then Allie Love's 15-minute bar express, also from the 22nd. Armitar 3 and Love Squad Peloton said, this class was no joke. My legs are still shaking. And then Rebecca Kennedy's 10-minute low-impact cardio from the 22nd. Just Dance Lisa said, it's been a minute since she's done one of these. Glad to see them back.
Nice. And then rounding up this week's picks of the weeks, folks, we have Adrian Williams and Logan Aldridge's 30-minute tag team row boot camp. That was on the 23rd, came to us from Patty Smith AZ, and they said, loved the combo of Adrian and Logan. And then Kirsten Ferguson had a 75-minute walk plus run, also from the 23rd. It came to us from Steve TR2, and they said, great to have a long run added from Kirsten. And then wrapping them all up is Sam Yo. He had his 30-minute Power Zone endurance ride, which was from the 23rd. It came to us from Chorley Massive, and they said, great PZ class with a playlist spanning decades. And that, folks, is our picks of the week for this week.
Good mix in there.
A good mix in there. And that wraps it up for you. Well, we're almost back at that 1 hour mark.
Still under an hour. Not bad.
But we were still under an hour with so much news.
All the Pelo news that's been to print.
And Instructor news and everything else. But of course, as always, we want to just thank you for tuning in, for listening, for taking the time. There was some good info there and some stuff that you could hopefully hang on to if you are in the Chicago area and you want to go to Jess Sims' event, if you are in the Miami area and you want to go to Aditi and Chelsea's event or the race. So lots of stuff for you guys to sign up for. And then most importantly, which I should have said at the top of the show, but huge shout out to all of those running the London Marathon today.
Oh, yeah.
So it is London Marathon time, and there are tons and tons and tons of folks that are running. So hopefully everybody had an awesome race and the weather was perfect. But huge congrats for everybody that crossed the finish line. And of course, huge shout out to all of those that ran Boston on Monday. There was some amazing accomplishments from Pelo friends. So huge shout out to everybody that ran Boston. And I guess marathon season is in full swing. So everybody is racking up those Medal Monday medals to show everybody.
Yep.
So, All right. So huge congrats to everybody. And that is it. So for me here in Maryland, bye for now, everybody.
And for me in Michigan, thank you for tuning in, watching, and listening. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.